I'm gonna go off some things that you said real quick. It'll be one thing if the Nets were just hitting on all cylinders offensively, because Steve Nash is an offensive-minded player, right? However, we weren't really seeing any innovations in the offense with Steve Nash. That's issue number one, really. And if there was some inkling of that, I feel like he probably still have his job right now. Probably.
At least a little longer.
Right, maybe. Then two, before he got this job, I wish that he had some experience on the professional level coaching as an assistant coach or something. But he didn't have that. You're like a deer in headlights. And part of me wonders if one of the reasons they signed off on Steve Nash in the first place is because they knew they wouldn't have to listen to him because he doesn't have the pedigree of an experienced head coach. For example, everybody knows how it is when you have your main teacher in the classroom. The class goes buck wild when there's a substitute teacher with hard no experience. It's her first time in the classroom. Whole classroom about to cut up. Steve Nash is a teacher with no experience on the first day. Deer in headlights. What's up?
Yeah.
I mean, and if you're not, you're gonna cut up. You don't go buck wild. You don't know the rules of the game. You don't know all the nuances of coaching. Exactly. You don't know all the nuances. Because there are certain things that happen as a head coach you just can't let happen. For example, the Kyrie thing, right? Come out and say something publicly. Make your stance against that. The other stuff with Kyrie, unfortunately, a lot of this stuff has to do with Kyrie. Kyrie decided not to play at random times. The organization going back and forth on Kyrie being a part of the team or being away from the team. Part of that is on the organization and the coach as well. Another thing Kyrie was doing, this is reported by Stephen A. I had no clue this happened. Kyrie will hold his own separate practices after the main practice with the coach. Who would let that happen? No. And this is not just one time. This is multiple times. Your authority is challenged. They're not listening to you in the locker room, so it's like that's why I said you deserved it, and you kind of didn't. But you know it is what it is. Like no one blames a substitute teacher for being the substitute teacher in the classroom. It's like we all know what's about to happen, but at least you're getting paid. Steve Nash got some money. He's out the situation now. Go ahead and play soccer or something, man. Because I know you like soccer too. So I don't know, but just go chill. I wouldn't do nothing basketball related. I wouldn't even watch it. I'm not doing anything basketball related. I'm Steve Nash.
No, he tweeted afterwards after the aftermath. He was he still was happy for his time in Brooklyn. He's a very Steve Nash is
he's a nice guy.
Dude, very peaceful, very chill.
He's a nice guy, bro.
And I feel for him because I know him as a person. He's just very much optimist, peaceful, chill. One of the greatest point guards I ever got to watch.
Hell yeah.
But before we move on,
two-time MVP.
Two-time MVP. Controversial a little bit, but still, he got it. So,
yeah.
Real quick, the Kyrie practice thing. It's like that just seemed like all right. The way it's phrased, the way it sounds is that he purposefully held his own practice. Like, I'm the coach, so I'm gonna have a practice. And I get as a team, you can go and work out together. You can go run some extra sets, whatever, afterwards. But for it to be, all right, I'm gonna hold my own practice. I'm hoping that it's just like, all right, we gonna work on some other stuff together. But if it's
that's the case, we reported it that way, man. This is after practice is over. Steve Nash on his way out the door. Hey y'all, hold up. We ain't done yet. I want y'all to run this, and this.
Kyrie puts on his whistle. And on the side.
No. I mean, and before we move on to, let's read what he said. You're right, he did tweet something, Steve Nash. He put a very heartfelt thanks to Joe and Clara Tsai, along with Sam Marks, for giving me the opportunity to coach the Brooklyn Nets. That's a lie. It was an amazing experience with many challenges that I'm incredibly grateful for. I don't know about an amazing experience. All right. It was a pleasure to work with the players, the performance team, and front office every day. I'm especially grateful to my coaching staff and video room, who are a talented group with so much character and professionalism. Lastly, thanks to the Brooklyn and the passionate fans who support this team, family first, and my family has found a home here and loves, he put that in all caps, being a part of this beautiful community. I wish the Nets all the success in the world, and the Nashes will be rooting for our team as they turn this season around. He's such a nice guy.
By the way, it was mutual that they agreed. It wasn't like he was.
Oh, we ain't talk about that part yet. Yeah, good point.
Right.
I mean, and a lot of people joking, like, what does that look like? To mutually agree.
I saw the tweets and they
to mutually agree. You fired. I agree. You know what? I quit. Yo.
You know what? You should have fired me, sir. I did not do a good job. It's like, dang, were you advocating to be?
I guess that's what it means to agree.
Made fun of.
That's gotta be what it means, man.
This is the other thing. Since they're saying that it's mutually agreed that they would part ways.
Yeah.
This had to be on the table. Probably, honestly, the inkling of thought was sprinkled when KD said either it's them or me. So I think it was in their mind like, all right, I gotta consider this for real. Then they made a decision, but they were still like lingering. All right, well, if we don't get this together, we can't get rid of KD. We got him for another few years. He's our guy. So who are they gonna turn to? They're not going. They can't get rid of Kyrie, I guess, but
they could.
They could, and who knows what's about to happen with him. But
I take that back. With everything going on, they couldn't. The only way you can get rid of someone now is if you cut him. I believe Kyrie lost all trade value right now.
It's kind of low right now, but this had to be in talks for a good bit. They probably had a meeting before the season began. They were like, all right, we're going to give you this, and they were going to come back and evaluate. And they were like, at this point, let's just blow it up. Let's forget about this thing as the head coach.
Right.
And one more thing also, we talked about Kyrie having a lot of issues here, causing issues, but also Kevin Durant. Because he also signed up for it. And he is, to me, the leader of this team.
Is he, though?
He's supposed to be. And I don't know. If you're gonna sign off on somebody and you calling the shots, you gotta give him some respect.
I'll go off of that. So
that's what I was about to say.
They both agreed to him. You think they both would support him?
Right.
So, yeah, you go ahead. What you about to say?
My bad. But then I was like trying to get my thoughts. But then Kevin Durant, his whole fiasco this summer was just wild.
Yep.
But at the end of it, you call for the man to be fired. They say, no, we're not going to fire him. You're like, all right. And Steve just trying to move forward, you know what I mean? Trying to be good about it. Oh, it's all water on the bridge. Oh, it's families fight, whatever. That was just I'm not saying Steve is lying because I'm sure he tried to press through it and be like, all right, it's behind us. It happened, whatever. But
no,
that caused issues.
That's another challenge.
It was like the first major blow to the 2022-23 season for the Nets. Like,
right.
You starting off, my best player doesn't want me here. The best player, my teammate, if I'm Kevin Durant's teammate on the Nets, KD don't like Steve, so why should I?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got how does that reflect the locker room? So now it's already like known that you don't have a lot of respect for him, and it just was a bad look. It's a bad feeling to be like, dang, I gotta go in, and I'm trying to also not even put the blame on him or be like, oh, Kevin, he just sucks. I'm coming out like, oh, it happens, being cool about it, and then this is the result. It's just like, dang. So I feel for Steve, but I also feel like just the Nets leadership is just
it's terrible,
confused now. So,
and what about did you see Kevin Durant's press conference after the fact about the firing?
I didn't see the press conference, but I read a quote.
So you know what I'm about to, so you know the quote then. So that whole non-answer he gave. A player of your stature. This is what Porter asked. A player of your stature. Were you involved in the discussions about the Nash firing? And he just gave a very non-answer. Talking about like, this is the league. This is what happens. I'm like, of course. This man called for this man's job weeks ago. And you know what? Yeah. Before he came back, he did have a discussion with Joe Tsai and Sean Marks. Mm-hmm. Maybe this was on the table all along.
It's unclear, honestly.
And if it was, that's bad. And going to the season like that,
it's messed up. To be, and this is all assuming, right? That we don't know for sure, but if we know that he did call for them to be fired.
Yep.
But if you went into the meeting and was like, all right, y'all having discussions behind the backs of these other people, that's kind of snakish behavior to me. And I as a player, if I'm talking to them about this and they're bringing up, all right, we're gonna keep it on the table for you. I'm like, dang, like, all right, well, what do y'all say about me when I'm not around? That just makes my brain turn into a lot of like loops in here, and it's like, I don't know. It makes me wonder. I don't know if that's actual talks that happen, but it just is a bad look. And then his answer was, I mean, partially true, but
he did not answer the question. Yes or no?
I honestly, he did. He gave a very vague answer. Like it happens.
He was shocked. The man took a nap and woke up to ESPN.
I don't know, but
that's what he says.
I personally hope that they didn't have him involved in these talks about firing, but before they actually fire Stephen. I hope he wasn't in that, because that's just kind of a bad look to me. And I feel like they need a backbone. Either you're gonna go with what you say, or it's gonna be, you might as well make Kevin Durant the owner at this point, or whatever, because it just looks bad. Like, be the owner, be the leadership, be the management. Let the players be the players, and make decisions and stand on them. Don't come to KD about, all right, should I hire popcorn vendor A or popcorn vendor B? Like, be the ownership group, be the managers and leaders, and certain things like this, I don't need you to. If you go, especially you talk about somebody else's livelihood, somebody else's job, I don't want them involved in it. They need to cut that kind of communication out. Like, there are certain things, yeah, of course. All right, like Kevin Durant should be involved in the hiring process because you're going forward with Kevin Durant, obviously. So you need to go forward and have some sort of like synchronization to be able to figure out what are you doing. But in this case, this already was a bad look because of everything prior to that. If he was involved in any type of decision where he was actually going to get fired, this is just a class D F like organization, because that is,
it's bad.
And that we're speculating, right? But that would just be terrible for me. This will make them just bottom of the league far as an organization. And right now they're trending in that direction. So
Oh.